Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I do want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kakdash, that belongs to the apostles, and that was great millstone for teaching us this true peace and blessings to help like Israel. Yahweh is the name of the Father, the name of Bahashim is the name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the Almighty God's Son. Back here on a lesson, and today going to be going to the advancement of AI, and as well as the coming uses of it. And really going to, this devil getting ready to, come down with that great wrath, and what this, AI is most definitely, going to be used for. Obviously not for the, good of humanity, for people's, well-being. Because you're going to see right here within this video of how crazy, AI is getting. And even before this, you had this recent program called, Sora AI, where it's super realistic, where you can type up a prompt and it will pretty much generate what you wrote. Looking super realistic, as well as even having a voiceover. You can type up what you want the characters to say. So you can most definitely see how this devil will use these things in order to especially demonize the prophets, which is really the main point that I'm going to be pushing throughout the lesson. Because once again, we're speaking of Esau, Edom here, the wicked the Bible speaks of. You're not going to have AI be once again used for the good of humanity. And you're also going to see how various people are especially going to lose their jobs over this types of stuff, which you already see a lot of layoffs happening dealing with Amazon, as well as with how good AI is getting, where you see the Jacob Top and the generated Dwayne The Rock Johnson pretty much plastered over him. So soon actors will be done away with, voice acting, done away with CGI, people that work on those types of things no longer needed. Use AI for all that. Animation soon to be used by AI. So you're also in the various steps it's taken towards that, as well as how this will definitely be used with ill intent. And you already see how people are using prompts, or typing up prompts of using celebrities' faces, making them do things that they wouldn't do. So you can most definitely see what this is ultimately leading up to, which is the point that I'm really emphasizing. So Lord's will lesson be edifying, to the point. Just get this quick video out the way, get a couple scriptures, and Lord's will lesson be edifying. And let's dive right into it.
This is what we're capable of today. You can be anybody you want. You can change your clothes. You can change your face.
You can change your voice.
Whatever you want to do, you can do that. I think this is pretty cool. I think the future of...
And there was also another video, which I should have saved, but we had another Jake, kind of like what he's doing right here, pretty much generate a photo, or not generate a photo, but took a photo of a chick, a girl, and he was able to pretty much appear to be, the girl in the photo, able to move around, talk, and it looks like the person in the photo. So you can most definitely see, how these things will be used,
Acting will just be acting. No more makeup, no more sets. Who can act the best, and let technology do the rest? The future will be a lot more weird than you think. This is what we're capable of.
So there you go. See what these comments have to say. So there's nothing sadder than someone who has faith in artificial intelligence. This is dangerous on so many levels, and these people are, begin to see that. And you also have deep fakes, which you see a lot of things that people, use those for, dealing with celebrities, and obviously putting them on people doing things that these celebrities wouldn't do, or, being, seen doing. So this person pretty much knows what's up. This is dangerous on so many levels. Now let's see. So I know the CIA gonna love the future. So you can make it seem like, let's say a crime happened, and this devil could make it seem like you're the one that did it. It's your face and everything. It looks completely like you. I mean, we're speaking of the wicked here, the devil the Bible speaks of. And the scriptures go into the demonization that the prophets will face. How we should be reviled of all men for Yahweh Yahushua's namesake. So right now we go through demonization on a lower scale, but soon it's going to be heightened. Those devil can make it seem like we did things when we didn't. Also you get the gist and the idea of what this will most definitely be used for. Let's see. And your people don't even know what they're talking about. It says, sheesh, after the rapture happened, and people are still pushing this, pre-tribulation rapture, which I came across another video, someone, pushing, something to that effect, which I should have saved, which, Lord will come across that, probably make another lesson going to that. Excuse me. But it says, reality itself will be distorted. Look at what's capable of right now. There's so much deception. And that's the part they're right about, deception. And why especially discernment is going to be key, especially in these last days, and why we need to be on our A game. And a 144 top left, Yahweh, I write this out with that hopeful elect Lord's will. But that's really the point of this video. As you can see, how realistic, the bottom portion is.
Today, you can be anybody you want. You can change your clothes. You can change your face.
So, all right, there you go. Let's get these scriptures at hand. Now, Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12 says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, ye that dwell in them, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So the devil knows his time is ticking, his time's run out. That is why you especially see him getting sloppy with his work. Because he's trying to rush and implement his plans. He knows his time is running out. As you can scripture, the Lord has set bounds that he cannot pass. Have the joy of the hypocrites but for a moment. But that main point going to this great wrath. And this is most definitely a part of, that wrath, as we're going to get right here in Psalm 17:13. It says, arise of the Lord to disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked. And who's the wicked? You get that in Malachi 1 and 4 going to Esau, Edom, being labeled, being called the border of wickedness. As well as Genesis 27:39-40 going to Esau's blessing, which was the fatness of the earth and that sword. So, showing who is speaking of. Rise of the Lord to support him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And the Lord should be swinging that sword, especially upon you wicked Israelites. But also going to show the importance of being under the hedge and protection of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai. Because look at the things the devil has and things he's most definitely going to do. I made a somewhat recent lesson going to these robots and advancements regarding that. So just further going to show the type of times that we are in and the things that are getting ready to unfold and take place. It's no time to be lollygagging. Especially these jakes that are not seeking the Lord, not taking these warnings serious, that's continuing to mock and scoff. Hey, the Lord has something for you, and it ain't good. Matthew 5 and 10 to 11. Starting to get to the pretty much the main points. Now it says, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. And you already see the things the devil does now, plastering all these labels and big words to make it seem like we're something that we're not. They'll slap cults, hate group, extremists. All these different types of big words to paint us in a certain way. But this will especially further their plans to demonize us, to paint us in a certain way, as you already see the things that they're doing now. Which a few months ago, if not last year, they had you had an article come out of a fake AI black Hebrew Israelite, which, they throw the word black into it. But you had a full AI fake article trying to, bring blame to his ministry. So this is nothing new as the devil's trying to do, This is Matthew 10:22 through 24. And it says, "And shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved." See if I missed anything. Yeah, that's good. We can read out verse 23. It says, "But when they persecute you in a city, flee into another, for verily I say unto you, you shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. And as the disciples not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord." So, we're going to be faced with this persecution, the hate. And you got a couple more scriptures, that'd be the point, just something quick. Came across that earlier, thought I'd make a lesson, diving into it. Because this is a, lesson I kind of made a while back. I forget exactly what it was. But I think it was, dealing with these deep fakes and just, how they're going to be using this, AI technology. Obviously not for the good of humanity. This is John 15 and 18 through 27, which I'm just going to get the main points. But if the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own, but because you're not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. So this is why we're not loved and, what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty much, welcome, for lack of better words. We're hated, we're ostracized, we're looked upon as the black sheep, the odd one out. Because, this truth, this word goes against the fashions of this world. The norm in this place is wickedness, confusion, and, the rebellion against the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And when it comes to, righteousness, this 100% truth, they want no part of it. They see it as wickedness. And you see everything in this place is completely out of order, out of whack. And it's why we're, especially, hated. Because, people will say, it's the year 2025 and you're still against these things. You're still not with it. You're still saying this types of stuff. And they'll say, get with the program. No, you get with the program. But it just goes to show that we are doing something correct. That we're not so-called, welcomed. That we're not loved by the people of this world, which we don't want that love. The only love we want is from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We're pick-me's, for the Lord. And you see that's a heavily, looked upon as bad in today's society, being a so-called, pick-me. We're pick-me's for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We're pick-me's for the Lord. We want to be chosen. We want to be picked. And the Lord has given us a chance at salvation, has bestowed upon us, this knowledge, this understanding, this wisdom, this truth. And you have all these Jakes that are taking that for granted. And you have a lot of these Jakes out here that's unable and unwilling to go through these things for the Lord. Because they're offended in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So they're unwilling to be looked upon as the so-called odd one out, the oddball, the black sheep. So really, Jake is a groupie, man. They want to be accepted. This is why they, fight tooth and nail for this devil. And it's like I'm kind of rambling. But let's read verse 19 one more time. If you are of the world will love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. And this is why when we go into various things within this truth, bringing out the word, we're looked upon as crazy and, the so-called bad guy. We speak against these things of this world, the wickedness of this place. We're the so-called crazy ones. We're not the normal ones. But this is verse 21, but all these things will I do unto you for my name's sake, but because they know not him that sent me. And really, that's all the point I wanted to get right there. Now let's get these last two. This is 1 Peter 5:8. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." So, I made that point earlier, going to how discernment is going to be key. Because you also have this devil. He has his Project Bluebeam. You're seeing this AI, so he can fabricate some things, make it seem like something happened when it didn't. And why we're to especially filter these things through the scriptures, because the scriptures don't align, or things that happen and taking place don't align with the scriptures and what's written, then something ain't adding up. As scripture how this book was written for our foretime. But there's a closing scripture, Ephesians 5:15-16. It says, "Season that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." So being wary, being careful, being vigilant, being watchful. Verse 16, "Redeeming the time, because the days are evil." And we are in those evil times. But that's the point right there. Like I say, it's a somewhat quick lesson. Go into that situation and what's really to come of it. I just made the point earlier how we're speaking of the wicked here, the devil the Bible speaks of, and obviously nothing good can come from this. It's not going to be used for the good of humanity. You can see how this can cause ripple effects. Not just dealing with this right here, but also various other things as I made those points where you have people losing their jobs over these things, and how is this going to crash a lot of things. But Lord's will points made, and Lord's will listen edifying. I do want to close out. Give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Al Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash and Shalom. See you next one, the Lord's will.